Hey there, it's Gail from Sage Sensation Retreats and founder of The Story Stylist. And I'm feeling called to do a reading today. I know it's been a while, so apologies for that, but just wasn't feeling the vibe for it. And today I do. So we're going to just get started and look at the energy for the month of March and see what we need to know for the collective. I know it's been there's been a lot of upheaval going on right now. There's a lot of what I've been hearing. There's a lot of karmic energy that's coming through, in particular having to do with the world events that we're seeing, but also on, that's kind of on the macro scale and on the micro scale, the individual scale, that's also coming through as well. So if there are things that you're needing to let go, I know I practically have been saying this for months now in my readings. Really, we're in a process of destruction in some ways, or deconstruction in some ways. Yeah, so it's like, what are you feeling? What are you resisting letting go of? And guys, this is not from a place of judgment, okay? I have my own things that I resist. So, yeah, but, take a good, hard, honest look at the things that you maybe are needing to let go of at this time. That's definitely the energies. Yeah, that's the energies that we're feeling. Okay. I'm going to take these. So we've got Queen of Pentacles. Sorry for the glare. Queen of Pentacles, Queen of Cups. Okay, so two queens. Feminine energy here. But this Queen of Pentacles, she's sitting pretty, but she's not very happy. See that? No. Holding on to that pentacle there. I'm feeling like they're holding on to waiting, not so much holding on to, but waiting for a new opportunity to come in. But, kind of, it's like the feeling that I'm getting is you might be, yeah, thank you. So you might be in this transition place where nothing's happening, right? You're, I keep hearing, show me the money. Okay. So you might be in this place where perhaps you've been doing a lot of work in the physical realm. You may be building something, you may be trying to create a new opportunity, and maybe it's not quite going the way you want it to go. And what I'm getting here, like, this kind of goes back to what I was saying at the beginning of the reading, is just let it go. Okay, just let it go. What's yours will be yours. What's not was not meant to be yours, right? I'm feeling like it's like, hold it a little bit lighter, whatever it is, this opportunity that you're trying to create. In some ways, the holding on to it, I don't, she's just sitting there, but she's sitting there in this really uncomfortable chair here, right? Like, that's stone, that's not very comfortable. So I feel that you're sitting with the discomfort. And how do I say that? It's like one thing to acknowledge the discomfort, right? Like, oh, just like, I feel uncomfortable waiting for my ships to come in, right? But I'm feeling like you're getting a little caught up in it. Okay. So that's for, some of you, maybe some of you are okay. And you're just kind of doing the waiting game. You're recognizing, like, okay, some things take time to manifest, right? But I am feeling like, her head's down. She's focused on the opportunity and not really looking out at the big picture. So that might be something for March to consider. If you're working on something, if you're creating something, if you're wanting to bring in this new opportunity, maybe you're wanting to bring in new money and it's not quite working. It's like, okay, why? Like, take a step back, lift up your head, look at the horizon, like what's maybe not working here, instead of continuing to push through, continuing to, if you feel like you have to force it, then something's off. Yes, sometimes we need to put effort into things and we need to work at things, absolutely. But if it's like a regular feeling of like, I'm pushing a boulder up the mountain, take a step back. Just take a step back, go do something else, go for a walk, maybe go on vacation, like just let it go for a little bit. Because I'm feeling like it's just, you're too focused on this. Well, yeah, what I'm getting is like, oh, this is the thing. This is the thing that's going to be your breakthrough, right? Like there's this mentality around, this is the thing. This is the thing that this is going to be like my breakthrough opportunity. And it may be, but the energy of clinging, like that clinging energy, yeah, like I'm getting a little bit of a desperation energy. And look, no judgment here, right? Like it's been, for some people, it's been financially difficult over the past couple of years. So totally can understand, really having a little bit of an attachment to, ooh, this is the thing that's gonna, change everything. But at the same time, it's like, just hold it a little lighter. Don't get so wrapped up in your emotions. Okay. This is the Queen of Cups here. She's see how she's covering that cup. And there's all these emotions behind her, that she's got that waterfall, the cups, the water, that's emotions, right? And so she's holding back this flood of emotions, but she's also got that cup covered. So, and they're showing me the blue of her dress. So what do you want me to know about that? Couple of things coming through. So in this energy, right, like it's like getting caught up in the emotions, and the advice here is to not ignore and suppress or repress the emotions. It's to acknowledge the emotions, but also to master them. Okay, let the emotions flow through you. Don't keep them at bay. I'm getting like this. You're feeling the emotions, but you're also trying to keep it at bay. It's like, no, let it flow through you so you can let it go and you can move on. Okay. And the more that you try to keep it at bay, the more it's going to be in your, what you resist persists, right? Like the more it's just going to come through. And look at that. Like that's a lot of energy, emotion to be holding back. Right. So just let it flow through. If you're feeling disappointed, if you're feeling impatient, like just acknowledge, I'm feeling impatient about this. I'm working really hard at this opportunity and I'm not seeing the fruits of my labor, and I'm feeling really frustrated, or I'm feeling really angry about that. Right. So it's not about not feeling the emotions. And it's not about suppressing the emotions. She's got to really stand. That's interesting. Queen of Cups is, I think that she's the queen that's closest to the High Priestess, right? Because look, she's got kind of that High Priestess around her. And so, you're intuitive, you're connected spiritually, and, but like she's got the hand over her cup. And so there may be some work here around, hold on, hold on. I wrote something down yesterday. I was listening to someone else and something else yesterday, but I feel like it's really important to say this the correct way. Okay. This is the question that you want to ask if you're, if you're resonating with these two queens here, right? This is the question that you want to ask. Bear with. Hold on. Okay, right. What are you fighting? Okay, what are you fighting? Where have you not opened up? See how she's, oh, sorry, this one. See how she's got her hand over there. Where have you not opened up? Okay, because you're focused, you're in this energy of it's not working, it's not happening fast enough, it's not going to work. And so you're just sitting here and you're not taking any action, right? But there's a piece here about not being open. Okay, somewhere in your field, in your energy, you're not open to letting the universe, letting source come in and bring that opportunity. Okay, so ask yourself, what am I fighting? Am I succumbing to the emotion, or am I using that emotion? Am I letting the emotion flow through me and using it to ground into action, the action of creating something stable? You know what I mean? Like, are you getting stuck in the emotion of it's not working, and so you're not doing anything about it, and you're just kind of, all right, I'll just say it, you're just kind of pouting about it, right? And kind of being upset about it. Again, like, been there, done that. I totally, not judging, but Spirit's saying, like, don't get caught up in that energy. Take that energy and use it to ground into something stable, creating something stable. Okay. And open. There's something that's not, she's wearing blue. So it may be something with, it may be something with your throat chakra too. And what I'm feeling, yeah, okay, thank you. That it has to do with authenticity. Okay, so not that you're being inauthentic, but there's something that you're resisting or fighting within yourself around your own inner authority. Okay, so take that how it resonates. But yeah, it's like, it's over. It's time to put an end to this cycle. Okay, and yeah, now I'm getting more about this. There's a letting go of, all right, I'm just hearing, there's a letting go of people pleasing. There's a letting go of, yeah. So these are this is what's coming through, is that somewhere, I want to say it. See, I don't even want to say it, but somewhere you're not being true to yourself. Okay. You're not being true to your heart. You're not being true to your soul. And that's why this opportunity is not coming in. Okay. And I'm feeling like it's not an obvious thing. Okay. It's a little bit of a hidden thing, but Spirit's saying, like, you're going to have to do the work and dig into where you're not actually being true to yourself and put an end to it. Okay. I'm feeling like there's other people involved in the ending of this. So this could be team members, could be clients, it could be, whatever your situation is. I'm just going to give an example, but it could be that you're really not resonating with the work that you're doing right now. Whether you're working in a working for somebody else, or you have your own business and you have team, or you maybe there's clients that just aren't the right fit anymore, right? And you're resisting letting them know that they're not the right fit anymore. It could be something as simple as that, but that there's a deeper layer associated with that pattern of, not wanting to, like, what the right thing is for you. And at the same time, you don't want to hurt anybody else, right? You don't want to hurt people's feelings. And Spirit is saying, it's like, that's why you're stuck, because you're not taking the action that's actually going to open up the space for this opportunity to come in. And until you end that cycle, right? We got 6 of Wands in reverse. Now in the upright, this is victory and success, right? But no, not until you put an end to this. Wow. Sorry, guys. I guess March is going to be a little bit of a rough month. It might be. I mean, it doesn't have to be this way, right? Like, all you have to do is take the action. All you have to do is take the action. So let's ask about that action. See how she's got this hawk on her, right? I feel like Spirit's coming through. She's holding on to the 1 wand and she's got this hawk on her shoulder. And so I'm feeling like Spirit's giving you the guidance and you're kind of ignoring it. Maybe, I don't know. It's like, what the action is. You're resisting it. So what is it that we need to do in March to, this is really stagnant energy, to move the energy, to create more flow? They want me to take some oracle cards too. What action? What action do we need to take in March to? Oh God, okay. Take it this way. Yeah. Guys, I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but look, the devil came out. It was the first card that came out in the 4 cards that just came out for that question. Okay, so it's putting an end to these to the toxicity. Whatever this is for your situation. Look, I don't know, people gossiping at work or what have you, lies. Maybe there's somebody that's trying to get away with something. And about this and you're not doing anything about it because there's this, see how these people are, okay, this is the, see how they're attached here, right? I mean, sometimes this literally has to do with addictions, right? Like this guy's like gluttony, this one, she's drinking. So it could be something like that, right? Like maybe there's somebody in the ranks that's got a problem and they need to get help. I'm not saying don't have compassion, but you don't have to have compassion at your own expense. Okay. And so again, like going back to that, like, what to do, you just don't want to do it. You don't want to be the truth bearer is what I'm hearing. That's what I'm hearing, but it's the truth. Okay. And that doesn't mean that you're not compassionate. And actually, sometimes the most loving thing that we can do is that tough love. Okay. So if there's something like that going on, that's the action that you need to take. You need to address this and you need to address it head on and honestly and firmly, and set the boundaries and put an end to this cycle of toxicity. Okay. And lies and deception. I don't know. Somebody might be stealing from you. Guys, I'm sorry. This is kind of a negative reading, but I'm just saying, like, There's some shadiness going on. You know that it's going on. You're not taking the action. You're trying to kind of avoid it, is what I'm feeling, by just focusing on, I'm creating something new. I'm creating something new. And this isn't coming in because there's all this energy around you. Okay. What I'm feeling is that, okay, now that these other cards are coming out, there's a lot of information coming through. What I'm feeling is what you're creating is actually very pure, very valuable, but Spirit's not going to bring it through if you've got all that negative energy around you. And so March is really about putting an end to that. And look, here we go. We've got three queens. Okay. We got three queens. It'd be interesting to see if the fourth queen comes out. Which is in this deck. She's the Queen of Wands is my favorite. But we've got the Queen of Swords, but look, her sword is down, right? And it's like, and she's got this bull next to her. Okay. And bull, like stubbornness, right? Like kind of she's just sitting there and she's pissed. Okay. She's not happy with the situation. But the sword's down. So it's like, I'm feeling like you're trying to put your foot down, but in some ways, like not in a completely clear and firm way. And that's why this isn't working. And again, with the 10, we got another 10 of Wands, right? So the 10 of Swords is, feeling stabbed in the back, putting an end to that. And this is dropping the burden and getting on the right path. And in this deck, I don't know if you're familiar with this, but this kind of reminds me of the Fool card, which is all about new beginnings, right? So it's like, you got to drop this burden in order for this new path, this new beginning to come in. That's the action that you got to take. You got to meet this head on, whatever this is for you. It's a very toxic cycle. But I'm feeling like it's around you. It's not you so much. I mean, it's you in the sense that you're kind of doing the dance a little bit of, trying to have compassion, trying to, like Spirit saying, if you need to get pissed off and you need to tell somebody off, then that's it, and that's true for you. Then that's what you need to do. Okay. It's yes, you're a nice person, you're a compassionate person, and Spirit's saying, you gotta put your foot down in this situation. You really have to do it. And I'm feeling like there's a lot of resistance. You don't want to do it. There's a lot of thoughts going on in your head about what that makes you, right? What's the kind of person that does this and fires somebody? I don't know. I'm feeling like it's somebody in the ranks. I just keep hearing someone in the ranks. So it's a work situation, I feel, and it's like, you got to let that person go, or you got to let that client go or something. You're resisting it. You don't want to do it because you don't want to be a bad person. And it's like, no, this doesn't make you a bad person. This is you setting a boundary, and a very clear and firm boundary. And Spirit's saying, like, once you do that, it makes space for this opportunity to come through. So let's get some oracle cards. What are we doing? Okay, we're going to do the animal spirit animal oracle deck by Collette. Baron-Reid. Also, they're wanting me to share my crow experience yesterday. I mean, I live in the Northeast, right? And so crows are not uncommon around here. What was uncommon is that I was actually noticing this group of 3 crows following me on my walk. It was very clear that I was supposed to pay attention to them. So I don't know, crows, maybe crow is your power animal or spirit totem for you. May want to look that up. I looked it up. Crows are associated with, there's a lot of lore where it's associated with death and like bad omens and everything, but actually crows are also associated with healing and protection, wisdom. Okay. figure very prominently in Native American, Celtic, Japanese. So a little bit of a trickster energy as well, which, yeah, what I'm feeling is maybe they wanted me to share that. Like, use your wisdom to deal with this deception that's going on in the ranks. Rabbit spirit. Now is a lucky time. Interesting, right? We're right on the cusp of the spring equinox. Rabbits are all about fertility, right? I love that she's got like these wings that are actually that look like leaves, right? So I'm feeling like the cycle, the season literally is changing, but your season is changing and will change rapidly and will multiply rapidly when you take care of the situation. And that's coming up, right? Now's the time. Are we doing? Yeah, okay. I'm gonna pull some crystal spirits as well. If you're not present to this, this may come up this month. Okay. So if you're listening, look, it may not be your reading, but if you're listening and you're like, I don't know what you're talking about, it's not your reading. Or it, maybe it's not happening right now. Yeah. Okay. So we got Newmite. And the number is 38, which 3 + 8 is 11. 11 is a master number. Smithsonite. I don't know much about this, but this is green, right? Like I'm seeing heart chakra energy for sure. And then this is black and this feels like protection to me. I'm going to look it up. I don't know these crystals all that well, right? But with the sacral, with the orange, that reminds me of the sacral chakra. There's yellow in here as well. So really taking that action to protect your heart and I feel like heart as in your best interests. Okay. To protect your best interests, to protect your creation that you're bringing forth. All right, I'm going to look at the book for these. The Smithsonite is number 51. 5 + 1 is 6. We are in a 6th year. Yeah. Hold on. Rebirth. Okay. Smithsonite, rebirth from chaos, evolution, stress relief, emotional boost, clearing of obstacles to growth. From here to there can be a rocky road, one that may even seem to move under your feet as you engage in a process of healing with roiling emotions. Guys, I cannot make it up, okay? Roiling emotions, okay? The journey can be confusing and unsettling and cause you to want to beat a hasty retreat, but Smithsonite's spirit message is clear as can be. You are haltingly moving forward into creating something new. If you feel as if you're unsteady and even going a little backwards at this time, right? It's only because you're being asked to look at the past and the lessons learned so that your next steps can be sure and steady. The ground is firm beneath you, the wind is at your back, and the conscious universe is beside you. So there's no need to look for what may seem to be safer ground. The landscape around you is changing, you are changing, and soon you will feel much more settled if you heed the call of Smithsonite spirit and trust that you'll be just fine. So breathe. It's all going to resolve soon, and the obstacles you find daunting will disappear. I'm going to read the relationship, or at least scan it. Because I feel like this has to do with somebody around you or some people around you. This speaks specifically to what I'm feeling is a love partner or a romantic partner, but take it how it resonates for you. Even when you're leading your partner in dance, there will be times when it seems you are stumbling backward or twirling through the air. You feel unsure of where the ground is and whether you are about to fall. In every relationship, evolution is necessary at times, for circumstances always change, right? And that's what I'm feeling. It's like you've changed. I'm feeling like you're more sensitive to this toxicity, like to the point where like you can't move on knowing that that's there, right? Like there's a knowing that you have that like, I just can't, I can't tolerate this anymore. Like, this is not okay anymore. So you've changed in that respect. And I'm feeling like whoever this person is, or whoever these people are, is that true? They changed? Yeah, it's not that they've changed, it's like they're resisting change. Okay. And so what's happening is like they have the same opportunity to change as you do, right? And so, but they're staying stuck. You're resisting kind of letting them go, but at the same time, you're changing. And so the gap between you is becoming you're becoming more sensitive to it, and you're realizing like, I can't do this anymore. I can't do this anymore, but you're resisting taking the next step, which is to let it go. Okay. You must become the person you need to be so that intimacy and friendship can weather the inevitable storms and grow even stronger. And here's the thing, right? Like, there will be people that you have to let go or set boundaries with. And actually that changes the dynamic of the relationship in a good way. Okay. And then, and sometimes like those people are gone forever from your life. But what I'm feeling is that you're missing the point that by setting that boundary, it's an invitation for them to step up, right? To stop resisting what they're resisting, to let go of their own toxicities. You're a leader, right? And so if you're over here and you're putting your foot down and you're doing it in a healthy and respectful way, that is an invitation for other people to do that in their own lives. It's a wake-up call, right? Like, ooh, you know, especially if you're somebody who tends to be poised and compassionate and understanding, but when the line's drawn and you speak up about that, people will listen to you, right? And it's going to be a wake-up call to some of them. And it's actually going to be for them. Well, it's going to be for them anyway, right? But some of them, it will be for them in the sense of they no longer have you in your life, in their life, I mean. And maybe it takes them a while to really feel the impact of that and to understand that and to kind of learn the lesson from that. And other people, they'll get it right away and they'll be like, oh, right. And they'll start to see things reflected within themselves. Okay. So it's like, yeah, maybe you're feeling like you got to be the bad guy, but it's not, you're not being, this is part of leadership, right? Is making some of these tough calls. Okay. Put one foot forward and twirl away without fear, for soon your gaze will meet your partners and you will see eye to eye on what is important, what is most important. Then the right next step will become clear. Okay, what do we have for prosperity here? Yeah. Have faith in the cycle. We invest in and plant seeds. We nourish and tend. We harvest and enjoy the bounty that is ours, and then start the cycle all over again, imagining what comes next. Here's what I want to say about that. That doesn't talk about this in the book, but when you're planting a garden, chances are you might harvest everything, but you might not use everything, right? Or you might not share everything. There are going to be things in that garden that rot. Okay. And you just got to let it go back into the earth, right? And maybe it flourishes in the next cycle. You have what you need in this moment, and more is coming to you, so breathe. Okay. Smithsonite is incredibly useful in calming the emotions. It comes in a wide range of colors, each with a slightly different vibration, but all working directly on the emotional body. Yeah. I feel like you're really trying to put a lid on your emotions around this. And it's like, no, you got to let the emotions, whatever you're feeling, whether it's anger or frustration or betrayal, maybe you're feeling really sad about this, right? Feel what you need to feel before you address the situation, right? And even if in that addressing you get emotional, like, yeah, how do I say that? It's like, yes, okay, on your own, let some of that steam out, right? Like release some of that pressure. But it's also like, you don't have to show up all perfectly poised when you finally address this, right? Like, be raw, be real. But I'm also feeling like there may be a little bit of time where it's just you and your feelings, and some stillness and some quiet, maybe some journaling, just to get clear so that you're not fully in the emotion, right? Like that your emotions and your mind are working together to set this boundary or let this go. Okay, 38. Guys, I'm sorry, I know it's long. These are always long. Maybe I shouldn't apologize. Sorry, not sorry. Not sorry. Just, this is the message that's wanting to come out, right? And I know, some of these things are hard to let go of. Yeah, Pneumite. Okay. Achieving self-mastery, inner power, recovering your sense of self. Okay. Evidence of progress can seem elusive at times, again, with that Queen of Pentacles. But when Pneumite spirit appears, it's a sign that you might be underestimating how far you've come. Our minds are conditioned to pay attention to the negative and overlook all that is good in our lives, including the results of our efforts over time. That is a great point. Right? Like, look at, she's focused on this pentacle. Okay. Missing the big picture, but look at all the beauty that's around her. Right? If she just kind of lifted up and looked around, like, look at how lush and beautiful and abundant. And she's got this little dog at her feet. When I think of dogs, I think of loyalty and unconditional love. And, so she's surrounded by all this abundance, right? And love and wisdom, but she's focused on the negative. She's focused on the thing that's not there yet. Right. You may not have received a big blue ribbon or parade in your honor, but the conscious universe acknowledges and celebrates all your hard work mastering your fears. Okay. So I think that's the other thing too, is like, maybe you need to take a little time out and celebrate everything that you've accomplished. And I'm feeling not just over the last year, but really over the last 2 years, right? We've all taken a hit over the last 2 years. And how have you fared? Like, be honest about what you've had to go through and how you fared and weathered that and handled it, and acknowledge the places where you feel good about how you showed up. Okay. And really spend some time in that energy, right? Celebrating the places where you're proud about how you showed up. Make peace with the part of yourself that tells you that whatever you do, it will never be enough. Guys, I know. I know, but that, I'm saying I know because literally that's been the tape running through my mind for almost ever, for as long as I can remember. Okay. And yeah, when you're in that energy, even when people say, you're enough, you're more than enough. sometimes it can be hard to receive that. And at the same time, it's like, it's not even about that. It's not about that. If you're not feeling like, if you're doing all the things and you're feeling like it's not enough, it's not that you're not enough, or it's not that you're not working hard enough. It's that it's out of alignment. It's not in alignment with either your purpose or your soul or your heart. Like something's off, and it has nothing to do with your value or your worth. It has to do with, is this even part of your path? Right. And that could be a scary question to ask. Like, oh my God, I've been putting all this energy and attention and focus on this particular thing, and it's not even part of my path. Now what? Right. Because that brings up a whole set of things. But it's not, in some ways, in a weird way, like it's easier to make it mean something about us and our flaws than to actually recognize, like, oh, I've been working on the wrong thing. I've been working towards the wrong thing. Right. Because there's loss in that as well. But not really. It's like no matter what you're working, even if you're working towards the wrong thing, right? Well, maybe not, because maybe you picked up lessons and you picked up skills in focusing on that thing for that time. Okay. You're developing mastery. There will be times you feel as if progress is slow and inadequate. But you're called now to acknowledge that you have indeed persevered, learned much, and not given up. Okay. So, yeah. Doing so will help you stay the course rather than veer off track. Be gentle with yourself as you master the challenges you always seem to overcome somehow. I want you to really think about that. All right. Really think about that. Think about the challenges in your life and think about how have you overcome those challenges? Or not even the how, just all the challenges that you've had in your life. And now that you're on the other side of them, did they in fact indeed stop you? Or did you overcome them? And really, and if you haven't, why? Maybe they weren't yours to overcome to begin with, right? Or if there was something that you could have done or let go of that you didn't, and you recognize that now, like apply that lesson to the challenges that you're facing now. Okay. You're getting better at this thing called life, at building healthy relationships and prosperity, and at knowing and loving yourself as much as the conscious universe does. Give yourself credit and keep practicing. Yeah, guys, it's like, it's a practice. This is all a practice. It's not a one and done thing. We're all learning, right? And it's okay to make mistakes when you're learning. Okay, yeah, they want me to read this part too. The conscious universe is watching and is so very proud of you. Yeah, it kind of reminds me of Abraham Hicks. If you watch Abraham Hicks, when Esther is channeling and Abraham's like, we love you so much. But then there's like this kind of tough love message, but we love you so much. That's kind of what I'm getting. Anything else here? Dig into the earth and you will soon realize that layers upon layers of soil and rock have built up over time. And this is a lesson for how to build a foundation in the material world to help you feel more secure. Your true prosperity will always lie in your relationship with the conscious universe, your co-creator. Using this crystal assists us in diving down into the very depths of self in order to unearth and reclaim the lost or buried parts of ourselves. Yeah. So I'm feeling like you know, whatever this resistance is, there's some inner work that needs to be done around there. That's talking about diving deep. I feel like you're very much aware of what this pattern is, that you're very much aware that you're holding back, you're resisting taking this action. So what I would say about that is, you know, just get curious about it. Don't beat yourself up for waiting. Don't beat yourself up for feeling the feelings that you're having. And it's like, don't be overcome by those feelings. Use them to motivate you to take action this month, to close out this cycle, to let this toxicity go, to set this boundary or release this person from your life, from your business, whatever it happens to be, people, person, situation. I just got something about a bank. This could be like what is that? It's like a financial situation or having to do with a bank. I don't know how that would be relevant, but I'll just put that out there. Hold on, I'm gonna get one more card here. You need to let your banker go. You have a relationship with the bank. Enlightenment. Maybe things are coming to light. Look at another green. There's lots of green here, lots of heart chakra. Yeah, you know, I'm feeling like there's a little bit of a heartbreak around this, like this situation, this person, these people around you. It's like you feel let down. You feel disappointed and let down. And Spirit's saying, like, say that. Let them know. You know, not in that victim-y kind of way, but just like, I'm really disappointed. I'm really upset that things went down the way they went down, and it can't happen. I just can't have this anymore. You know, it can't just this isn't working. This isn't working for me anymore. And I don't feel good about it, but yeah, I feel like you've given somebody plenty of chances. What is that? Okay, so this show is like, look at all this golden light, right? Sorry, figuring out my camera here. Look at, you know, she's off to the side. She's kind of in the feels, you know, her heart's activated. She's kind of staying away from this temple, you know, off to the side and in the front. That's like look at all this golden light coming down, right? So Spirit's got your back. Okay. And look at this in here. See that? I mean, this kind of reminds me of the sun, right? When you look up the sun, and then I just noticed that, you see that? It's kind of hard. It's a little blurry, but there's a sun on top of this, whatever. I'm calling it a temple. It's not really a temple, but that structure, there's a sun on top. And so it's like, I know you don't want to, you're not feeling good about doing this, but you're going to feel good about doing this. Like once you've taken care of it, things are going to open up. You're going to feel like the weight of that lift off of you. You're going to be in completely different energy. Okay. It's part of, and I'm hearing like it's part of your own purification process. It's part of raising your own vibration. So whatever this is, it's like, this is the month that you cannot let another month go by. I mean, you can, it's totally your choice. But what I'm getting from that is that it's just going to get heavier and heavier the longer you delay dealing with this. So guys, that's your reading for March. Let me know if this resonates. Remember, you know, this golden light is on the other side of this, right? We've got the rabbit spirit. Now is a lucky time. You got to let this toxicity go, put your foot down. And then that's going to usher in this very fertile and abundant season. So hope that resonates. If you like this reading, hit the heart button, leave a comment, like, subscribe, all that stuff. All right, guys, talk to you next time. Bye.